well, I just want to tell you some stuff and a little bit more inspiration as well. It might be a long story. I'll try to keep it a little bit short, but yeah. If you haven't read my blog, in a way, that's what it's about. It's about finding your path in life, your direction in life, especially when you're stuck and when you think like you're never ever going to find it again, right? And I got in that place last year. And yeah, really, really seriously annoying because I thought I finally found my path. And then all of a sudden, I lost my inspiration, I lost my way, I just. Also because I was hit by menopause in the summer, pre-menopause. Because menopause is when you have had it all, right? And for me, it's only just started. So it took me a couple of weeks before I had clarity that it was actually pre-menopause. I first thought it was because of the heat, because last summer it was really stinking hot, right? And so I thought first it was the heat affecting me, wherever. And then it turned out that I had started, my body had started pre-menopause, and that also affected me until I had everything sussed out with supplements and stuff. But in any case, I'd lost my way and I felt lost still, even though physically I felt better. And I think it was partially due to overwhelm. I'd done too much. And not with the things I was doing, offering, but well, let me start with the beginning. What I want to do, the way I want to live, the life I want to lead, basically comes down to me having to start my own company. Now, I don't really want my own company at all because having your own company means you have to become part of the 3D world again that I'm trying to avoid as much as I possibly can, because it's very patriarchal, very much ego, very much having to do this, must do that, rules and regulations, having to achieve and pressure, and yeah, it so doesn't resonate with me that it actually makes me physically ill. It affects my well-being, also my mental, emotional well-being. I can't function in that fucked up world. I just can't. I'm too much of a sensitive, intuitive 5D already, 5D energy person. I can't. And if I start my own company, I will have to, because then I have to deal with all kinds of organizations and tax, and all of a sudden there will be a whole lot of pressure on me as well, because then I have to manifest this, that and the other specific amount of money, a minimum amount of money each month. That amount will double when I'm if I have a company, because tax eats up so much in my country, and then there is so much pressure, and then knock the wind out of me, and yeah, then all of a sudden I ended up in having to must do, and then it's everything just, it drains me, and everything was gone, and then I get into my head and I can't do and offer what I do and what I want to do, live the way I want to do, if I'm in my head, because that's not me, it doesn't resonate with me. Also, I was, at first I thought, well, okay, maybe I should start my own company. And then I began to follow a number of people who offered help with that, courses, etc. I'd done a number of those. And it did inspire me at first, it did help me at first, but at a certain point, I actually followed too many of these people. Then newsletters kept pouring in my mailbox, and oh my God, it was too much. It drove me up the wall. So I didn't read anything anymore at a certain point, and it was just too much. And what actually hit me the most is that these people, they all try to tell you that they have discovered the new, spiritual way or whatever to have your company and to run a business. Well, I can tell you what it comes down to is that it isn't, not really, and it isn't possible yet because you still have to deal with the tax office and all kinds of organizations who force the old stuff, rules and regulations upon you. So it isn't really possible yet to have a company to run your own business in the new way, the way we are supposed to be doing it. And also these people, they are all about making money, and not all, but most are telling you over and over again how much money they made and how bad their life was and how they suffered and how they are having this huge building, this home, and all. They go into details about the luxury stuff that they have in their home. It's like, sorry, but that is not really spiritual at all, is it? Okay, fine. You're entitled to have a good life. I do believe in that. Absolutely believe in that. But then to start boasting and bragging about that, it doesn't help me to feel inspired. It actually has the complete opposite effect on me. Then I got newsletters time and again, like, let's say Mary, I don't know, I'm just thinking of a name, right? Mary made 7 figures within 1 year. And then Petra made, 300,000 within 2 months. And I thought, is that supposed to inspire me? I'm not busy with, I need money. That's not me. That's not the new way. I'm about sharing. And sure, I want money. We all need money, and I want money. I want to live a good life. I want to be able to buy the things that I want and that I like and that make me feel good. I want to be able to travel. I want to live in a great house and have a good car and so on and so forth. Yes, I also want money, but not in a greedy kind of way, in a different kind of way, more in on a higher level kind of way, a 5D way. Because having more money is spiritual, is 5-dimensional, is the higher way. Because if you have money, if you have a lot of money, you also have more to spend. And then by spending more money, like in a restaurant, in shops, clothing shops, etc., and on a car and on furniture and so on and so forth, you help the economy. And with that, you help other people to keep their job. Because other people also need to have an income and to make money, right? If no one would go to a restaurant anymore because no one had the money for that, if no one would buy expensive cars, new cars, because they didn't have the money, then a hell of a lot of people would lose their jobs and their incomes, and the economy would fall flat on its face. So it is good because money is about sharing. It needs to be spent as well. You know, it's not to be tucked underneath the mattress. And also an awful lot of people with a lot of money spend a lot of money, give a lot of money to charities. And people who don't have the money can't do that. Right, and so it's you can share, but it's just a different way. But these coaches, they were all so focused on money, 7-figure income, and she made a 6-figure income within 2 months, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, it doesn't inspire me in the slightest because in principle, I don't give a shit about money. I really don't. Like I said, I want money and I need money because that's what we need in the world in order to lead a happy life. And it's everyone's birthright, including mine, right, to lead a good life. We have not come here to suffer and live in poverty and struggle and all that shit. That's not why we came here. That's not why we incarnated. But one of these coaches, they make you focus on how much money you would need to manifest or would want to have. And I had great difficulty with that. And I understood her intention with that exercise, with that assignment. But I have a great difficulty with that because I don't give a shit if I have 1 million and I can lead the life that I want to live. Then fine. If I need if I need 10 million and I have 10 million, also cool. I don't care. For me, it's about being able to live the life I want to lead, not about the amount of money. And yeah, maybe that sounds weird, but I don't know. In any case, I got overwhelmed, completely lost my way, and I got confused, and I felt I was going around in circles, and then I felt like I'm never going to find my way. When the hell am I going to find my life purpose, my direction in life? Completely lost. And I got restless as hell too. Really restless, couldn't do anything, couldn't focus on anything. I start a movie and maybe watch 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time I will spend it online, going from one side to the next, to the next, to the next, while the movie was still playing in the background. Occasionally going back, thinking, okay, I gotta watch the movie back. I just can't focus. It doesn't work. And I had a similar thing yesterday, and then I decided to start reading my book. I a while ago, last week or something, I started reading my book, The Codes of Power, again by Diana Cooper. And that is part fiction, part non-fiction. And she uses the fiction to tell the wisdom, etc., of the non-fictional parts. Really nicely done. It's a spiritual novel, and it's set in Australia, and the characters go to Aboriginals, the elders. They get information from the elders about their ways of living, the old ways of living, and they are connected to Lemuria. They are direct descendants of the Lemurians. And so there is an awful lot of information on that in that book. And it's been a couple of years since I read it, and I decided to read it again. I myself have also been in Australia. I lived with the Aboriginals for 5 months or something. So it means a lot to me. I had Uluru in my backyard, a power place, a sacred site. And at the time I didn't know all what I now know now. I didn't know then. I was only 19, 20 years old or something. Anyhow, I began reading that book, but also in an unfocused way, a few pages, and 2 days later another page or half a page. And yesterday, when I couldn't watch a movie, I thought, well, sod it. I'm going to just pause the movie and I'm going to get me book, I'm going to read. And wow, it was wonderful. But in the book, they started talking, the characters, about the storylines, the Aboriginal storylines. And those are pathways. And they began explaining what they mean. Because as part of the Aboriginals' dream time of their old ways of living, how they took care of the land and remained connected to the land, and so on and so forth. And I thought, well, how interesting. Then they said it was like they were the Australian ley lines, and I thought, that's not true. That's not fucking true at all. Because the ley lines are straight, and they were created by the Atlanteans, and Atlantis was the realm that came into being after Lemuria. So no way the storylines are ley lines. It's not possible. And I also knew right away, I don't know how, I just knew, I just sensed it, I just knew that the storylines are not necessarily straight, and ley lines are straight. It's a network across the planet, but they're straight lines, and they're made by the Atlanteans for similar reasons, but they are different lines, they're not the same lines. Anyhow, after I'd read enough, I decided to put my book away and went online went to my bookshop, and I saw they had books on sale. So I decided to click on that, which is for me really odd because I hardly ever read books these days because of my neck. It's difficult for me with my neck. But I clicked it anyway, and one of the first books I saw on there on sale, was a book called The Storylines. And I thought, what? You have got to be kidding me. And I looked it up on Amazon because then you can use the look inside option to read what it's about and whether you like the style and so on and so forth. I was just captivated. I read the whole lot I could read, and I ordered the book as well. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, bleep me, they're pathways. Pathways. I'm trying to find my path in life, my pathway, my own personal pathway. And now I come across this. Wow. And then I thought, hang about. There's a similar thing with Ellen of the Ways, the ancient, very old British goddess. I'm not even certain if it is a goddess. We call it a goddess these days, but she's very old, a very old being, and very elusive, and she's also related to pathways. And I do have a thing for Ellen of the Ways. I have had for years. And it's very, very difficult to find information on her, good information, because she is so elusive. She only shows herself and her wisdom to few people, the people who are ready for it. And, well, okay, most people aren't. Simple as that. And so I think that's why there are so few books on her, good books, right, with concrete information about her. And the other day, if you've been following me, I have bought the Goddess Power Oracle cards, the deck. And one of the reasons I bought that is because Ellen of the Ways is in there. Because I'm fascinated with her. That's this card. But yeah, so I have the Ellen of the Ways pathways, and sometimes she's also connected by people to ley lines, because ley lines are pathways of sorts as well, energetic pathways, but so are the storylines. So I thought, how typical that this comes up now that I am trying to find my direction in life again, my pathway. And all of a sudden I feel things beginning to stir inside, as if things are shifting into place. Finally. And I still have to just let it sink in and you know, and think about it, sit with it, meditate on it maybe, I don't know. The funny thing is that I did ask last night before I started reading, I did ask the universe to please give me clear signs that would help me to find my path, my direction in life. For my life in general, for my life purpose, but also towards the right partner for me. And then within 2 hours, I got this huge sign. First in the book on the storylines, then just going online to that bookstore, clicking something I never ever click in that shop, on that website, and then finding a book on the storylines, which is all about pathways, direction in life, and so on and so forth. It's like, what? Yeah. So basically summarized what I want to say with this. I did also, of course, want to share this with you. But the the message is also that if you feel stuck yourself with your direction in life, what to do, and so on, if you feel you're going around in circles, then also from what I've learned again is that don't push yourself, don't force yourself, take a break, Stop what you're trying to force yourself to do, because that's only going to make it worse, going to get you more stagnant and stuck. And if you're in overwhelm, right, because that can get you in overwhelm. Also, if you have been following people or reading books on stuff because you wanted to know, you wanted to find out, sometimes it's also best to just take a break from that, because then once you get in overwhelm by something, we don't do anything anymore. Then we go, just the brain just sort of freezes, numbs, it's like dull, and we don't do anything anymore, and that doesn't help. So you have to try and avoid that. And also, what I did, ask the universe, the cosmos, to give you signs, clear signs that you can understand. And that's because that's different for everyone. Some people hear things, and I can't. I need it to be really so clear that, like a barn in front of your face that you just barge into or something. So you can't miss it. Like, okay, that's a sign. Something stupid like that, all right? And if it's subtle, I usually miss it. But maybe for you get subtle. So, but that's why I always say in a way that I can understand that, because if someone is talking to me, your spirit, I don't hear anything. I also don't see anything. I know. I am intuitive. I just know. I sense and I know. In any case, there's a few things you can do, and then ask the universe for that. And in the meantime, try to just relax. Because the easiest way to pick up on these signs is when you are relaxed. Relaxed, and not when you're trying to push through a barrier. That doesn't work, really doesn't work. So there's always hope. You likely already know that, right? But I just wanted to just share this with you. Also, because I coach myself, but people who teach, people who coach can also get stuck. They've not finished learning. There's never an end to learning. That came up the other day in my last reading, I think, with one of the cards. I think it was Spider Woman Co-Creation. I think it was that card from the Goddess Power Oracle deck as well. And it's true. You are never done when it comes to learning. The moment you die, the moment you pass over, then this life, it's done with the learning. But up to that point, it never ends. It's so people that you choose as your teachers, as your coaches, as your guides in this life, they too have their own shit to deal with, and their own path, and their own growth and development. And but if it's right, if you choose the right people, then they are further along on their path than you are. That's why they can help you with that, right? So anyhow, I hope it got a bit long after all, but I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you got something out of it, and yeah, I'm gonna be back online soon again. Bye bye.